everyone. Ooh, could be a busy day today, as I have nothing on the screen. Look at this. This is amazing. So good at this streaming stuff. Goodness gracious, don't give up your good day job, Ewan. What is up? The last deadline stream before the summer break. Oh my days, I am excited. I hope you're excited as well. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can see me. Let me know in the chat where you are watching from today on the final day of F1 Fantasy before the summer break. We've got some polls, we've got some goals, we got a bunch of fun stuff planned for the next 2 hours, and we have some pretty big decisions to make. Yeah, man, I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna lie. I am a little bit flustered with what we've got to decide over the next 2 hours. Decisions, says Milan. Yes. Oh, what are we doing for 2x? Says Ryan Cheeseman. That's a great question, Ryan. Let me get this going here in the chat. Let's see here. Good morning from LA, Ewan, says Manny, F1 Fantasy Poll Sitter. What is up, Manny? Glad to have you in the chat. Glad you're here. Ooh. Hi, all. McLaren look the other constructor than Ferrari to go for. Russell struggling so far. Yeah, I mean, I can't lie. You make a great point there, Paolo. Let's look this up here. Norris edges, blah, 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 blah. McLaren and Ferrari, they do look pretty good. The team calculator thinks they look pretty good as well. They're still giving the edge to Mercedes over McLaren, which I understand. It's going to take a lot for us to get off of Mercedes. But if we just look at my T2 squad here, 3 free transfers, 122.6-ish million in the bank. I've got Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Red Bull, and Mercedes. I can do that. I can do that. But then what do I do with Nico? Do I just go Nico to Gabby and call it a day? Use all 3 free transfers? $1.8 million left in the bank. And then I'm just riding Antonelli as my 2x option? Hi, Ewan. Since there's a lot of tight competition in the front, would it be a good option to use the Limitless chip? It is a low overtake circuit. I think Ryder on F1 Fantasy Tools said that it's going to be like less than 50 overtakes, or at least in his projections. So could be a good Limitless, as long as you've got some budget building going on. Good morning, says Edmed. Captain Awesome is from South Africa. Love Cape Town. We got a lot of Cape Towners in here. I love it. FP3 was awfully confusing. Too many choices. Can't write off McLaren. I know. In my transfer targets little YouTube short TikTok thing earlier this week, I was talking about Lando Norris in less than 2% of teams. And I don't know why. I just can't shake the feeling that Lando Norris might be the answer. Is he the answer? Would it be better to go Lando Norris, go Red Bull to Ferrari, keep Mercedes, go with Ferrari, and bring in Lando, and then have the extra transfer to do Hulkenberg to Bortoletto? That's exactly the amount of money I have in the bank, which feels real good. The nice thing is it could be a good opportunity to kind of take a swing here because wild cards in the back pocket. It's a sprint weekend in Zandvoort. Ferrari should be good. They looked good around here in Zandvoort last year until they double DNF'd, which I think I had a disaster class of that last year in F1 Fantasy. M. Dot says, hello, you and I think driver of the day is leaning with Ferrari driver Norris entering the mix for top 4 now. Still think Hadjar for P78 is fine for 0.6 million rise. Yeah, we go to the budget builder. Hadjar needs -11. I just don't see. I tweeted this out. I posted this early this morning. I could get to something like this for a -10. And what would I have left? Oh, it wasn't Lawson, or it was Gabby Bortz and Arvid Lindblad. I could get to something like this for a -10. What do you guys think about that? Let me know if you are pro -10 for triple Ferrari with McLaren, just like all the way anti-Mercedes. I hope the mute button worked and you didn't just hear me yelp and my sneeze right there. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to shoot for 6,100 subs by the end of this stream today. So over the next 2 hours, we need to pick up 43 subs. All that fun stuff. Zero says, I'm with that. I like to see. Leclerc being so low in the poll is crazy. He's as good as Hamilton, in my opinion, and is guaranteed 0.6 million increase unless he DNFs. Rain has lost his mind with his live stream team. What is it? Let me know. Obviously I can't go over there. So let me know what Rain is up to. I think you need some Mercedes coverage and not worth taking them out for one race. Probably. I thought about the triple Ferrari until Antonelli turned up to the party. Agreed. I mean, Antonelli had a rough Friday and just like didn't seem on it, and then just came out and like just got it done. And that Mercedes race pace, if we go to, where was it? That intro music gets stuck in my head. Rain is doing 4A with... Rain, why are you doing... Rain, why are you doing this to yourself? Oh, man. Fingers crossed for you, Rain. That's all I'm going to say. He's going back to Bottas. He's going back to Bottas, huh? Jeez Louise. Okay. Bottas, hard avoid. The commitment and the hopium is next level. I mean, I got to hand it to him, yes. I'm the one wearing a Ferrari shirt today. And, yeah. I think he is a little bit more budget limited, though. He can't quit him. He can't. You're right. Rebecca's in the chat. Once again, my YouTube chat is being all funky, so I will try to get these questions as they come in. If there's rain, I much prefer Hamilton to Leclerc, to be honest. Hi, Rebecca. Back to Bottas should be a t-shirt. That's good. What if rain goes to Ferrari? Do we need to avoid them? Just thinking of the curse. Yes. The Theo says, I have Antonelli, Lindblad, Lawson, Gasly, Hadjar, Mercedes, V-Carb, 160 million budget, 2 free transfers. What should I do? I'd probably get Gasly out of there. Yeah, I'd get Gasly out. And, yeah, Gasly for sure. Edmed says, putting all your eggs in one basket is not the move. Switching to 4A or farming budget and going 4A and Zandvoort. I think it's going to be Zandvoort for me, possibly even later. I don't even know. These Tier B drivers are doing so well. It's crazy. What's your T1? I mean, that's my T1, but the team that is like 208 in the world is this squad right here. Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Lawson, with Red Bull and Mercedes. I think the easy route... Budget teams, please. I'm broke, 113 million. Okay, give me 2 seconds, Colin. That is something that I need to do a better job of. Why do I feel guilty not having Antonelli as one of my drivers? What's the budget for this team? This is 122.5 million. So it is quite an expensive team. I understand that. I have been going hard on budget building, and I'm hoping to make it worth it for once. So I could get Antonelli out of there. I could get Red Bull out of there. I can bring in Ferrari. I can bring in Lewis. And then I still have enough money to go Nico to Gabby. Ugh. But I think Gabby's going to be worth it. Audi look really good. Gabriel Bortoleto scored the second most points of his of his career at this track last year. So it really is kind of good. Resane, also wondering if I use my wild card this week, will I still only have 2 transfers in Zandvoort or will it be 3? You'll only have 2 because technically you're using all your transfers this week just without penalty. Bottas or Stroll for 2A. Bottas, not going anywhere near Aston Martin, but Bottas could get you a price. It's kind of like what I said about Fernando Alonso last week. I really don't like the choice between Alonso and Perez, but Alonso does have a shot at getting you a price rise. So I would just go with the one that you could maybe get lucky on. Is switching to McLaren from Merck the play this week? If you already have Ferrari, I do like that play. Brett says, I'm genuinely going to do what you do with your T2. Please let us know. I will. Over the next 2 hours, I will let you know. I promise. Like, we're going to get there. We're going to get new sims, kind of see what the data is telling us a little bit as well. Is it worth dropping Mercedes to McLaren or Kimi to Lewis in order to upgrade Hulkenberg to Behrman? Haas look lost again, man. I'm like, could be out in Q1, barely out, like possibly out in Q2. And I think, did I see this correctly? Okay, I didn't see this correctly. But Haas has better race pace than Alpine as of Friday, but that's without Colapinto. So we only got Gasly kind of in that measurement of Haas versus Alpine. I think Alpine's or they're actually behind Haas as well. So Haas could like jump Alpine and quali. I don't think it's going to happen if we look at what happened in FP3. Lando, man. Lando is right there, staring me in the face. In the stupid face. And why can I not get to him? He's exactly what I need. See, now we're talking. Now I'm feeling pretty punchy about this lineup. Norris, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Lawson. I kind of like that. 2% of the global top 500 have Lando Norris. The problem is McLaren race pace not really in the fight. So even if Norris gets pole, how good is that? It kind of just feels like a situation where maybe you stick with Antonelli and just, even if he's like 4th in quali, you pick up 2 overtakes, you pick up 2 positions gained, and you just call it a day. Maybe get a fastest lap in there, 18 points, and it's all good. Rodrigo with 3 free transfers. How is 4A not the move as overtaking is difficult? It's not a bad point. Where did Rodrigo go? With 3 free transfers, should I go with Ferrari, McLaren plus Kimi 2x or Ferrari, Mercedes, and Lando or Hamilton as 2x? Or Ferrari, Mercedes, and Lando or Hamilton. I would probably go the Ferrari, Mercedes, Hamilton route. I haven't seen anything about penalties yet, but if anyone sees anything, let us know. Let us know. High efficiency Mercedes. It's gonna be a fun 2 hours. Actually, I guess I should just I should probably repost this. Let people know that I am live. Let's see. Let me check the chat. Let me check this poll here. Best 2X boost option, 242 votes, 37% Antonelli, 36% Hamilton, 12% Leclerc, 16% Norris. Yikes. Those F1 analysis. That's true, Ram. That is true. Hulk and Lawson versus Gabby and Alonso. Hulk and Lawson for me. I have Antonelli, Mercedes, Red Bull. Is it worth keeping Antonelli and getting Ferrari plus McLaren? Definitely Ferrari. Thoughts on Behrman this weekend? I'm not a Haas fan. I'm not there yet. I'm not there with Haas at all. They seem very unconfident in the car. Nothing seems to really be going their way. Ayo Komatsu talked about the inconsistencies in the car. Behrman seems pretty unhappy. Esteban Ocon might be one of the first drivers to get kicked out of F1 over the summer break. If that happens, just the vibes are down. Can I risk switching Mercedes to McLaren? You can if you would have the luxury transfer on the back end to also get that done, or to bring it back in Zandvoort. Sorry, I just joined. As Red Bull Racing your lock-in or from last weekend? Yeah, that's from last weekend. Keep on. October 4th, Malaysia confirmed according to Planet F1. What? I know. Like, I'm not entirely sure. Is that going to be a triple header then? So what is that? So that's going to be Baku, Malaysia, and Singapore. Back to back to back weekends. Mamma mia. And Italy and Spain right before that. So that's going to be 5 races in 6 weekends. Whew. That's going to be crazy. Best 2X with Limitless? I'd probably put it on Hamilton. In Monaco, Antonelli, consistent 5th-ish, but qualified pole. Yeah, that's true. Problem is Russell, I don't see him too consistent like Piastri this week. Yeah, being burnt by McLaren too many times, debating triple Ferrari, Leclerc, Hamilton, Antonelli, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Ferrari, Audi. Not Audi. I mean, you can go low, but you don't have to go that low. Russell, though, does he have enough racecraft and race pace to get by the 2 McLarens or stay ahead of Max Verstappen? It would look like he does, according to the initial kind of data. But, yeah. Ugh. Do we get anything from this? Probably not, huh? Nah, I don't think so. But yeah, all of these teams are still just from last week. I haven't locked in any changes. Let's see. I visited Sepang Circuit on the 10th anniversary of Senna's passing. Lots of cars on the track. Got a tour. Oh, that's so cool. Still keeping Lindblad? Yes. Encouraging to see him go out at the end of FP3. And like, what did he split the Alpines. So a new power unit, I would be encouraged by that. Even if he like didn't qualify, like just say something happened and he started at the back, like he's going to get past the Astons, the Williams, the Haas. So it's still going to be a pretty good weekend for Arvid Lindblad. Noah says, help me out. My budget is 121 million, 3 free transfers, 1 million in the bank. I have Antonelli, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, and Lindblad. There's not a lot I can help you out with there. It's a pretty solid squad. All right, Colin, where were you? You were asking me about a team for 113 million. So this team has 122.6. So I need to leave 9.6 million in the bank for you. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this together. Oh, 2 million shy of a lineup like that. So then maybe I would just go Hadjar to Colapinto. Maybe I would do this. A little bit of this action. Does that get you there? Just like a breath. 0.4 short of that, Colin. You could go down to Leclerc, and that gets you there, right? Yeah. So Leclerc, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bordelotto, Hulkenberg, McLaren, Ferrari. I don't love it. I like it, but that's probably where you're gonna that's probably where you should end up around about there if you're still watching Colin. Don't forget, if I answer your question, to like the stream. It helps me out so much. You should 100% keep Lindblad. Great odds to get 0.6 budget increase. Yeah, I think that is correct. Yes, you are correct. That's 4 points for a +6. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Sam Norris says, yo, you in my head is so cooked. I have Antonelli, Hadjar, Bordelotto, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Red Bull Racing, 2 transfers, 121.8. Budget is kind of cooked, still got wild card. Your budget's not cooked, mate. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Unless you mean cooked in a good way. Is cooked now a good thing? Am I that out of the loop that now cooked means good things? Oh, goodness gracious. But Hadjar, Borla, Lindblad, Mercedes, Red Bull down to Ferrari, Red Bull to McLaren. Those are probably the 2 moves you'd be looking to make. But other than that, you're fine. I guess you don't have Lawson. I feel like Lawson might not be the greatest option this weekend. 10 points for a max price rise. Get that off the screen. He's been okay, but like he bounced back in FP3. I think both Audis were ahead of him in FP2. Cooked is bad. Cooking is good. Okay. Good to know. Thank you, Samsy. I appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me young. Differential team for 122. Probably Norris. Trying to fit Norris in their PA booster. Antonelli versus one of the Ferraris is the real question. Right now, I have them split in my rankings. I have like my little rankings up here in the top right-hand corner. That's supposed to help you guys with questions. Hopefully, it covers some of the questions. Like, those are my rankings in a vacuum for this weekend, if that makes sense. But I may not end up going there. But like, if I had a wild card, I would like, that would be the thing I did. But is it the smartest use to use a transfer to go from Antonelli to Hamilton? Not sure right now. Colapinto over Lawson for budget gains. Yeah, and like in recent races, Colapinto has been doing a little 2023, 2024 Checo Perez impression, like in the midfield, like kind of qualifying not too great and finishing okay. My hair looks real helmety today. So that's kind of why I'm okay with what's his face? Colapinto. Are any chips a good play? You could go limitless here, but we have a sprint coming up in Zandvoort, and Singapore is a low overtake sprint race. But I mean, I don't mind it, but it's still kind of too up in the air because I really think like Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari are all very close. Is Ferrari must have? I don't think anyone is a must-have, but I'm leaning towards trying to bring in as much Ferrari as possible. But how many overtakes can Colapinto? That's a good point. I mean, it depends on how low he qualifies, right, Michael? Like, if he does go out in Q1 or something like that, then we can get some overtakes. But if he is like 14th or 15th, that will be hard. That'll be pretty tough. Relax, your hair looks great. Thank you. So nice. Do you think Mercedes will find something for quali, worried to move away from them? The way that Antonelli was improving throughout FP3 makes me think that he will at least be getting it together. It's a good weekend for a wild card. I'd rather wild card after the summer break, more like we go, what do? We do Zandvoort, and then we have the Mad Ring. Is that right? The Mad Ring. So I'd probably like to keep it for that, just because like Aston Martin is bringing an engine update on the other side. McLaren is bringing another update. Like, this is like their big stretch of updates, I think is what Zach Brown was saying. So I think there's a lot of unknowns, and I wouldn't want to kind of use something so powerful heading into the summer break. and then potentially being lost on the other side. Trying why Leclerc over Hamilton? Ferrari is a steal for money this week. I think so too. Leclerc 2x for budget build. I mean, if that's all you can afford, sure. But I don't hate it. The hair looks great. Haters wish they had your hair and shirt too. The shirt is actually a Carlos Sainz shirt. It's from a couple of years ago at the Spanish Grand Prix where they did the it is supposed to be it's a Euros Spain shirt. And I've always loved it. I'm not like the biggest Ferrari fan out there or anything like that, but I was like, that is so sweet for F1 merch. I have to get it. And I think I finally found it on sale on fuelforfans.com last year. And I was like, I gotta get it now. It's finally time. I kind of wish it was a Leclerc one instead of a Sainz one, but it's okay. Isn't Bottas better than Hulkenberg for budget building? No. Just because the risk of a DNF is so big with Bottas. Worth taking a -20 or a wild card? That's right on the edge. I'd like to keep the wild card for after the summer break. Stroll or Bottas? Probably Bottas. Hamilton, Kimi, or Norris? If it's just a luxury transfer, probably Hamilton. Sims are telling me to take a -10 for a Ferrari, Mercedes, plus Hamilton, Leclerc, Lindblad, Alonso sort of build. I know the Sims are kind of pushing 4A right now, but I'm not really into that, to be honest. Lewis and Behrman or Kimi and Hulk? Kimi and Hulk for me. Lawson instead of Hulkenberg. I mean, that's a big jump. That's a big difference in budget, 6.7. So I don't know. Best team for 116 million, asks Theo. This team, okay, so this needs to be, I need to leave 6 million in the bank for you here. So it's just going to be just short, unfortunately, of Liam Lawson, I believe. Oh, that's quite a bit short of Liam Lawson. Let me put Mercedes in here. What does that leave us with? 32.5. It's probably that. Maybe with Hamilton instead. So there you go. That's probably what I would do, Theo. Does McLaren have the race pace to warrant switching out Mercedes? I don't think so. That's why I am kind of on the fence of going to that 4A lineup. I might do it with my T1 team because it has the budget and it's just an opportunity to strike. Also, I'm not entirely sure if I've talked about this yet, but there's 3 teams in the global league, right? Can you guys see this? My T1 team, 22705. My T3 team, also 22705. And these teams have been on drastically different strategies the entire season. It's been cuckoo cachoo. And for them to end up on the same amount of points after 10 races, just kind of crazy. Blowing my mind a little bit. Leclerc 2x now for a 3x play in Zandvoort, or Ham now and Burn a transfer? I wouldn't worry about burning a transfer. Lewis Hamilton is a great pick. Hi, I don't know what to do. Antonelli, Hadjar, Borlo, Lindblad, Mercedes, Red Bull, and just 0.1 million. What should I do? Red Bull down to Ferrari? Let's go real low. 113.9, says Rami. Rami, I actually just did a team like that about 10 minutes ago in the stream. So if you go back a little bit, you'll find it. But I think it was based around Leclerc, Mercedes, and Red Bull. Howdy, Rob. Oh, geez. What? Let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, the yellow and red in the shirt is so nice. Kind of looks like Liverpool's 24 if you change the sponsor to... Yeah, Liverpool's 24-25 kit was nice. This year's kit, not really impressed with, but oh well. Best team for 119.8 million, if you don't mind. Probably Lawson. This team here, Red Bull to Ferrari and Lawson to Gabby Bortz should be fine for you, Landon. Best team for 100 with 124.8. I would really encourage you guys to sign up for f1fantasytools.com using promo code POLL50 for 50% off your first month. And the website will just do it for you. It's fantastic. So if you want to ask me like individual transfers, that'd be great. I have a top 500 rank. Clap, 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 clap. Do I stick with Mercedes and Antonelli? I think I might. Virgin, to be honest. Does going for Antonelli to Leclerc? No, I don't think so. Have you used wildcard at all? I have on my T3 squad. My T3 team is a little bit of a mess. Used the autopilot chip in Belgium last week, and it went okay. But yeah, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do with you? Thoughts on McLaren, Ferrari, Leclerc, Hamilton, Hadjar, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Bottas? Really don't like that Bottas. Would you go for a if you had 125 million? I would go for a if I can just do Nico Hulkenberg in my lineup. That's it. Last 3 calls. Praz his flight is about to take off. I hope you're telling the truth, Praz. Safe travels. Last 3 calls, I'm debating Antonelli versus Hamilton, Mercedes versus McLaren, Lawson versus Barron with 3 free transfers. Antonelli, Mercedes, Lawson. Those are my picks for you, Praz. Safe travels. Should I get rid of Hulk or Bortoletto for Lawson or Colapinto? You could do Hulk to Lawson if you want. Would you risk moving away from Antonelli for Hamilton, Leclerc with a top 900 rank? Wouldn't worry too much about rank still, Benods. I mean, having a good rank is nice at this time of year, but it's more important to keep making good decisions. It's too early in the year to play defense. Too many teams still have plenty of chips. Let's see here. Inside the global top 500, 99.4% of the global top 500 has played the limitless chip. 91.9% has played the 3x chip. 6% no negative, and then it gets lower and lower kind of thing. In my T2 squad, I saw someone just asking about the chips I have used. I have used limitless, no negative, and 3x boost. So I have wildcard, final fix, and autopilot remaining. Are we selling Hadjar? Not for me. No. Can you do your T3 team? Said yes. Onion, thank you. You were the one that asked me earlier. Okay, so I've got Antonelli, Norris, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Racing Bulls, 120.2 million. What's up, Mr. Iceman? Heading to Berlin would have caught up if to Scooter we talked about. Oh, yes, I remember Praz. Yes. Well, safe travels to Berlin. Have a great time. Kimchi Princess, low key, real good Korean restaurant in Berlin. Everyone that's ever been to Berlin is like, yes, we know about Kimchi Princess. But if you've never been, I would go. What are we looking at here? Okay, so what did my team is Antonelli, Norris, Hadjar. So on this team, because I already have Antonelli and Norris, I am kind of tempted to switch things up and keep Norris. If I go Ferrari, I've got 11.7 million. Do I just go Colapinto? Do I just bring in Colapinto and get really weird with it? Colapinto, Hadjar, Bordello, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Lando with the 2x boost? What do y'all think about this lineup? Do y'all like this lineup that I've got on the screen right now? Let me know in the chat. Give me a yes or give me a no. Let me end this poll. What we've got 43 minutes, 44 minutes, 49. So Antonelli did sneak ahead of Hamilton. Praz says he's been there. There we go, Praz. That's what I'm talking about. Best 2x boost option. So Antonelli wins 44%. Let's go with another poll. Ahmad says Lawson instead of Colapinto. Okay, I'm getting that. Let's see. What should the next poll be? Best Tier B team this weekend. Audi, Racing Bulls, and Alpine. Just in general, who do you guys think is going to be like the strongest team this weekend? Why is Leclerc 4th best for captain? Because I like what I saw from Lando in FP3. I like Kimi Antonelli is just an absolute monster this season, and Lewis Hamilton absolutely crushes this track, as Dominic told me on Thursday or Wednesday's live stream, the Q&A live stream, and I kind of dismissed him, and I feel pretty bad about that. So Dominic, if you are watching, I apologize. Lewis Hamilton is, yeah, like awesome. I like the T3 lineup with Colapinto. Good morning from New England, says Jables. What is up, Jables? I'd sooner switch out MB out for McLaren than bring in Norris. I'm not bringing him in. He's already there. Oh, Alpine are Tier A. You're right. But just ignore that. You know, I mean, they're Tier A in value, but they're still Tier B in our hearts. Lindblad or Bortoletto? Bortoletto for me. Audi reliability kills them off for me, especially Hulk's luck. RB100. Okay, says Michael. Okay. Colapinto Norris 2X Ferrari plus Mercedes is nice, Ewan. Thank you, M. Dot. Appreciate you. V Carburetors. That's a good F1 fancy team name. I jokingly vote. Yeah, so there was a little bit. The benefit is that you can get a little bit more budget, and the Tier B teams have been scoring okay-ish. I mean, VCarb 55 points at the British Grand Prix. Haas 33 points. Below 20 points is not ideal for last weekend, but do I trust Norris that much? I think he's just driving really well right now. And I'm kind of just wondering if he is worth a little bit of a shout. 2% owned in the global top 500. You know what I mean? Like quali, he's looking strong. He was pretty strong yesterday in FP2, if I remember as well. Where was he at? Yeah, 3rd behind the Ferraris, who were absolutely flying yesterday. He won here last year with a little bit of luck on his side. But, yeah. Okay. If Lewis manages to get pole, he will be the only driver to reach 10 pole positions at the same track. At least that's what they said on F1 TV. All right. I have been a little indulgent about my own teams here today, guys. So, what time is it? We are 1 hour and 20 minutes away from the deadline. For the next 21 minutes, ask away in the chat, and I will go as fast as humanly possible, and I will not miss a single question from now until the top of the hour. So fire away, but you do have to be a subscriber to ask a question. Here we go. Norris over either Ferraris or Antonelli. Norris over Leclerc for me. Hamilton should be going for 10th win too. If Mercedes, are you really choosing RB over Ferrari? I am not. This is just my old team from last week. Hulkenberg or Behrman? Hulkenberg. Hey, Glug Glug. Antonelli, Hamilton, Hadjar, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, VCar. Planning to do Antonelli to Leclerc, Mercedes, Ferrari, Hulkenberg to Colpin. What do you think here? Ferrari looks way too strong. That's a lot of risk, but it could work out. I don't love the Antonelli to Leclerc move. Do I go McLaren to Ferrari or McLaren to Mercedes for -10? No, guys. Instead of McLaren Ferrari, what are your thoughts on VCarb Ferrari? For more budget building, maybe. Hi, I have Antonelli 2X, Hadjar, Lindblad, Lawson, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, Mercedes. With 100, I can switch to a 4A build like Antonelli, Leclerc, Perez, Stroll, Hulkenberg. What do you think? Ultimately, I could just swap. Maybe Ham for, yeah. Lawson or Bortoletto? Bortoletto for me. Please answer. 400 viewers. Wow, is that a record so far? I love it. Hit the like if you're enjoying. I think that is a record. 400 people are watching right now? Yeah, that's a record. That's a record. So we're at a new record right now. Oh my goodness. What have I done? Is Gasly to Bortolao, Lawson to Hulkenberg, and V-Carb to Ferrari worth -10 with Antonelli, Lindblad, Hadjar, Mercedes? Yes. Bottas or Stroll? Bottas. I don't know. What did Lance Stroll even do at FP3? Honestly, I'm just so out on Lance Stroll. Did Lance Stroll do anything? The problem is that Bottas can get you a little bit of a budget gain, so I'm tempted to go with him. But also hashtag never caddy, so that's disgusting. Maybe you could convince me of Stroll. I think I'd still say Bottas. I got Antonelli, Lindblad, Bortolao, Hadjar, Lawson, Ferrari, Mercedes with 0.6 million. What do you recommend you? And thanks a lot. You're very welcome, Celery. I would probably. You're fine. You got an A-OK squad. Just keep it as is. 6.6 million. Who to pick? Bottas, Hulkenberg, or Alonso? Hulkenberg. Tombs91, Antonelli, Hadjar, Colapinto, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, Mercedes, 120, 0 transfers, or thoughts? Maybe Colapinto to Lawson for me. Or Colapinto to Bortoletto, actually, Tombs. Hi, bro. I have Red Bull, Mercedes, both Audis, Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad. Have 2 free transfers. What to do? Top 15 in the world. Thanks. First off, congrats on that, Dado. And then second off, Red Bull to Ferrari, and then maybe you can include like could you go Hulkenberg all the way up to Lawson? I'm not entirely sure. I prefer McLaren over Mercedes as George is still an unknown. True, but the race pace, I don't know. McLaren, unless they fix the race pace overnight. I will say that Oscar Piastri sounded pretty excited last night in the post FP2 comments. So that does give me a little bit of like eyebrow raising. My team is the same as your T2, but 0.6 remain. I'll switch Red Bull for Ferrari, but should I do anything else? Unless that enables you to go Hulkenberg up to Bortoletto, that'd be the only other thing I would do there. King Toaster Gremlin, that's a fantastic username. If you were on 4A with both Ferrari drivers, would you use autopilot? Probably not. It doesn't feel like the biggest upside weekend for that. Theo says, is Gaz, I already answered that. Is Antonelli to Hamilton worth a -10? No, probably not. Lawson plus Kimi, Ferrari, and Mercedes, or Colapinto, Lewis, Mercedes, and Ferrari. Lawson plus Kimi, Ferrari, or Colapinto, Lewis, Mercedes. Now that's a nice little option there. I think I'd go Lawson, Kimi. Good looks, Leclerc, ×2, Bottas, cross my fingers, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Mercedes, Ferrari. Okay. Norris, Bortoletto, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Ferrari, Mercedes, or Hamilton, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Ferrari, Ferrari, Mercedes for me. Matteo, I have Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Lawson, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, 180. I can switch to 4A build. Nope, don't do it. Yeah, just Hamilton, just Antonelli for Hamilton if you want. Mimi says, help, I have Antonelli ×2, Red Bull, who I'm chasing Ferrari again, and Mercedes with Lawson, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, and Hadjar. What to do? Practice is confused the hell out of me. Help me out. You're fine there. Everyone is fine. Everyone with Ferrari and Mercedes and Lawson and Hulkenberg and Lindblad and Hadjar. It's the template Timmy for a reason. It is the most popular lineup in the global top 500 for a reason. So if you have that team, that is not a bad option. Kimi, Hadjar, Colapinto, Hulkenberg. Kimi, Hadjar, Colapinto, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Mercedes, Ferrari. What would you recommend? 3 free transfers. Get out of the Bottas game. If you've got to go Colapinto to Lawson to get out of that Bottas situation, that's what I would do, Neo. Ketchup and eggs, yes or no? Hot sauce on eggs, actually, greater than Jable. Spanish wine or German beer? I think you just broke my brain, M-Dot, but I'll say German beer because that's where I'm from. Or that's where I'm from. Wow. I have lived here for 6 years, but yes, German beer. German beer for me. Best Lindblad or Colapinto? Lindblad for me. Best A-tier driver with 1A driver. For this weekend, I am leaning towards Lewis Hamilton. Is Gasly to Bortoletto? I already answered that. McLaren and Ferrari with Antonelli or Hamilton. McLaren and Ferrari with Antonelli or Hamilton, Mercedes, and Ferrari. Hamilton, Mercedes, Ferrari. Mysterious Donkey 1. Nicholas says, Leclerc, Lawson, Lindblad, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Red Bull, Ferrari. Thoughts on this team, and Lawson or Behrman for this team? Lawson, because I don't really like Behrman. And No Mercedes constructor, no Mercedes at all is quite terrifying, Nicholas. That's all I would say. Antonelli, Hadjar, Colapinto, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, Mercedes, 120.8 total budget. Thoughts? It's a solid team. Yes. Can you go to Bortoletto? Best A-tier driver, says Onion the First. Leaning Hamilton. Got Mercedes, Ferrari, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Colapinto, Hadjar, Antonelli. Might swap Mercedes for McLaren and go 4A. Only bad part is Bottas, Alonso, Perez, Stroll. If you can go with Alonso, you might be able to get away with it. Quadruple A. Lawson, Behrman, or Hadjar, Hulkenberg. Hadjar, Hulkenberg for me. Super Betsy says Antonelli. Antonelli, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari, 0.4 million, 3 out of 3 transfers. Looking for bold move. Maybe the bold move is McLaren for Mercedes or Lando Norris. That's my bold move of the week. That's what I would say. Like, that's what I would tell people. If they want a bold prediction from me, I think McLaren and Lando Norris might bring home the W tomorrow. I just got, I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Lando Norris is all around me. And so the feeling grows. Foreign reviews, great guys. Please like us. Yes, great guy. Oh, thank you, MDAW. Thank you. So nice. Gazman, what is up, Gazman? FPL is back, y'all. Just hang around. We just hang around for 1 hour and 15 minutes more, and then all you FPL degenerates can go make 17 million drafts for the next 3 weeks. On Antonelli, Hadjar, Colapinto, Bortoletto with Mercedes, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Hadjar to Leclerc, Colapinto to Hulkenberg, 3 free transfers. Oh, that gets you to 4A? God, that's the bold move. That's the bold move, Gazman. If you are feeling it, go for it. If you can avoid it without Hulkenberg, if you can avoid it without any of the 3 million assets, definitely go for it. Hulkenberg for reliability or Bottas for budget? Why not both with Hulkenberg? Because what does Hulkenberg even need this week? Nah, yeah. But you can't lose any budget with Hulkenberg, so I'm just going to go with Hulkenberg. What did he score last week? 4 points. Yeah, he's fine. Can you explain the Hulk over Behrman? If you could afford both and the price difference isn't worth it anywhere else. Behrman has 2 solid weekends and I believe is -1 for a rise and 6 for a max. True. But I think Audi just has some upside this weekend. And I think if I was to dive deeper into my brain, which we don't really want to do because that's like kind of a scary place, I think the fact that it is the summer break and it almost feels like a kind of like ending of the first chapter of the season makes me want to play for the more points upside. Like it almost feels like the final race of the first half, even though that's not how it works. Haas just look so bad. And they've been so bad for a quick minute. I just, if you want Behrman, go with Behrman. But I think Hulkenberg's points upside, lack of downside in the budget department make him a greater asset than a lot of people in tier B. Plus, I love Hulkenberg. So, and they're my rankings. My rankings. Is Lindblad starting from the pit lane? No, he got out in FP3. Avalanche Harpo here's my dilemma. I have I have 122.6. So do I. I have Antonelli. So do I. Lawson. So do I. Lindblad. So do I. Hadjar. So do I. Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Red Bull. So do I. I want to save a transfer to go 4A next race. Any input? Red Bull to Ferrari, Hulkenberg to Bortoletto. Twinsies. How many points for a max price rise on Bottas? Isn't it 5? I got 5 on it. Yeah, 5. -10 Mercedes to McLaren? No, not for a -10. Leclerc, Behrman, or Hamilton, Hulkenberg? Hamilton, Hulkenberg for me. What do you think of my team? Kimi, Bortoletto, Lawson, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, Mercedes with 3.3 cost cap. Should I make any changes or keep the same this week? You could, I was going to say you're just short. If you wanted to, Maddie, You could look at a cheeky Lawson to Hadjar, Kimi to Hamilton kind of swap. But it's close. Antonelli to Hamilton for -10. Nope. Rodrigo says Kimi times 2, Lawson, Hadjar, Nico, Lindblad, Mercedes, Ferrari with 3 free transfers. What should I do, mate? Take those 3 transfers and burn them because you're looking pretty good there, to be honest. Lawson, Hadjar. Yeah, I think you're fine there, Rodrigo. Nothing bad. Golf nerd. Antonelli, Hadjar, Colapinto, Lindblad, Lawson, Mercedes, VCarb, Mercedes to Ferrari, Lawson to Bortoletto. Why are you downgrading so many things? You don't need to, right? You're going Mercedes to Ferrari and Lawson to Bortoletto? I don't really enjoy those transfers, to be honest. Sorry. Yeah. But, I mean, you're probably going to score more points now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, go for it. That's fine. Hey, coach, Leclerc VCarb or Hulkenberg Mercedes? Hulkenberg Mercedes for me. Thank you for the question, Drainit. Nicholas says, Max, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Bortoletto from McLaren, Ferrari. What would you change? Is Max a good pick? Would you stay with him or who would you change to? I would change Max to Antonelli or any Ferrari driver or Norris. And maybe Piastri, but I don't think there's enough upside there to bring out Max because it is Max Verstappen. But Antonelli, Norris are the Ferrari drivers. Leclerc, where are we at? Lindblad, Colapinto, or Lawson. Lindblad for me, like that smash button. Nice. Oh, new Sims. Okay. I'm just trying to get back up in the chat, guys. Have we talked Limitless? It's probably triple Ferrari, Antonelli, Lando, Piastri versus George versus Max. I'd maybe go George, and then it would really be a toss-up for McLaren versus Mercedes. Thanks, Ewan. Back to FPL drafts. Playing it relatively safe this week with no changes, like going to McLaren, so I can have 3 transfers to go to 4A next. That's fine. I'm trying to just go back up in the chat. Hulkenberg or Lawson? Lawson for me. Should we keep Antonelli? Should we keep Mercedes? We should definitely keep Antonelli, I think. Should I use Lindblad or Bortoletto? I kind of like Bortoletto. Is 4A worth it? Have exactly enough for Antonelli, Leclerc, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Ferrari, Mercedes. I prefer 4A when you only have to have one of those 3 million assets, and that 3 million asset is Nico Hulkenberg. Probably not worth -10, Harry, but if you see a win, it will be Antonelli. Chances of winning at Hungary seemingly lowest of the remaining circuits unless Ferrari smash it with the engine upgrades at Singapore, Brazil, etc. Dominic, hey, what's up, Dominic? Is Hulkenberg to Behrman a good move? Not for me. I'm not a fan. I feel like I'm on a little bit of an island here, so it feels appropriate to run a poll here, huh? Let's get it in. Let's get the poll in. Hulkenberg. Oh my goodness. Can I type? Hulkenberg or Behrman? Nico, Ollie. Let's see what the people say. I mean, we've got 400 people watching, apparently. Then we should be able to get, some answers going here. Which is better, Hadjar, Antonelli, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Hamilton, VCarb, Mercedes, or Antonelli, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Ferrari, Mercedes? Ferrari, Mercedes for me. Do we go with Ferrari with Mercedes or Ferrari with McLaren? It kind of depends on who you already have, Elias, but I would probably go Ferrari, Mercedes for right now. Leclerc, Norris, Stroll, Bottas for -20. No. Stroll and Bottas for -20. Oh, 4A for -20? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's worth the risk. Best A-tier driver, probably Lewis Hamilton for me, Onion. T3 got Lawson, Lindblad, Hadjar, Antonelli, Colapinto, Ferrari, Red Bull with 125.4 million budget. Should I change from Red Bull and Colapinto to Mercedes and Bortoleto, or should I keep it as is or wild card? It's tough to decide. Thoughts? I like that second option. Red Bull and Colapinto to Mercedes and Bortoleto. Bortoleto or Lindblad? Bortoleto for this week. Good morning from Texas. Where in Texas? I'm going for 4A, Mercedes, Ferrari, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Lindblad. I can't decide on the last pick, Perez or Bottas. Thank you. Well, Perez's car blew up in FP3, so I'd probably go Bottas, but, oh, man. Hashtag never caddy. Ever heard of it? But no word. What is going on here? Oh. My little brother is freaking out because there's a random Twitter account saying that Arsenal might be going after Vinicius Jr. Well, that same random Twitter account was probably saying yesterday that Liverpool was going after Vinny Jr., little bro. So I guess Vinny Jr.'s agent is not happy with Real Madrid. Antonelli, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Red Bull, 120.5 budget. One transfer for Red Bull to Ferrari. What do I do with the second one? You roll it. Keep rolling. You Limp Biscuit rolling. Unfortunately, I'm short. It's still okay. Hulkenberg to Lindblad. Hulkenberg to Bortoleto. Antonelli, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Lawson, Ferrari, Mercedes, Hulkenberg to Bortoleto, or Lawson to Bortoleto. Oh, man, that is a good question. Maybe I would go Lawson to Bortoleto on that kind of vibe there. Mercedes or McLaren? Mercedes if you want to play it safe. McLaren if you are feeling spicy heading into the summer break. Simi Harm, what do you think of Mercedes, Ferrari with Antonelli, Leclerc, Lindblad, Alonso, Hulk? That's a better lineup. That's a better 4A lineup. I like that better, Simi Harm. And I haven't actually looked at that kind of lineup myself, so you have given me inspiration to go do that. Let's see. Ferrari. Then what? We bring in Fernando. And then Lewis. And then... No, it'd have to be Charles. Charles Leclerc. And Gabby Bortz. Simi Harm, have you cooked? That's good, right? Did I learn it? Did I do the thing correctly? Have they cooked? That's the good one. That's the good iteration of cooking outside of just the normal one where you make food. We are already 5 subscribers away from the stream goal, y'all, and you're absolutely crushing it. I set the stream goal at 6,100 subs, and you're gonna smash it in the first hour of the stream. This is incredible. When it reaches 2 o'clock, can one of the mods watching put a note in there being like, this is where 2 o'clock hit, so I know where to stop answering the questions for a little bit and go back into discussing F1 Fantasy? What do I think of Mercedes, Ferrari with Antonelli, Leclerc, Lindblad, Alonso, Hulkenberg? Oh, we just talked about this, Simi Harm. You kind of blew my mind, and I actually kind of like how that looks now, to be honest. That is that's a good looking team. Hey, I have Antonelli, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Ferrari, Mercedes. Do I swap Mercedes to McLaren so I can swap Lawson to Colapinto? Thinking about budget for 4A next time. With it being a hard to overtake track, Michael, one of the F1 Fantasy pole position pole sitters, was talking about this. Sorry, lost my brain of thought. I think I would. It might be tough for Colapinto to get that max rise, but I mean, he's on for the mini rise, right? -5. Lawson is 2 and 10. I mean, there are 84% chance for a rise for Lawson, 85% chance for a rise for Colapinto. He has lost out on track time yesterday in FP2, which is not great. Where were they today? Lawson was pretty almost a second clear of Colapinto and Sims. So there's that. And then if we go over here, because a lot of little birdies told me Oh, look how close it is now. Hamilton 30, Antonelli 29, Leclerc 27.9, Norris 25.2. So there is a clear 4 going on here. What have we got here? Oh, 47 overtakes, or 47 expected overtakes, 65 expected overtakes. What did Mr. Ryder explain this? He is saying this is tricky. Okay, good to know, Ryder. Good to know. I'm considering whether to swap out Antonelli for Hamilton, Leclerc for -10. So close this weekend, it's hard to decide. Not for -10. Not for -10. What's your reasoning behind Bortoleto over Lawson? Seems to really like this track, and Audi seem to be vibing with the Hungaroring a little bit more than Racing Bulls this weekend. Apologies if I missed this. What's your T1 plans? You might be looking at them. So to be honest, I'm looking to take a punt and kind of get a little weird with my T1 squad, get a little bit lucky, and see what happens for a weekend. Lindblad or Bortoleto? Bortoleto. Mercedes or McLaren? Mercedes for me. Hamilton or Antonelli? Hamilton for me. But if you already have Antonelli, probably not worth the transfer. Kind of the same with Mercedes versus McLaren. If you already had McLaren, wouldn't switch over to Mercedes. If you have Mercedes, probably wouldn't switch over to McLaren. If it was in a vacuum, though, probably still Mercedes, because I'd want to see it for 1 week from McLaren. But Piastri and Lando had really good pace in Spa last week. Mr. Zakacha says, Antonelli, Hülkenberg, Bortoleto, Lindblad, Hadjar, Mercedes, Red Bull with 3 free transfers. Thinking Red Bull, Hülkenberg, Antonelli, Ferrari, Leclerc, Lawson, maybe? Yes, because I like getting Ferrari and Lawson in. Would you be able to... can you get... I'm assuming you can't stretch to Hamilton. And Mole says, help, I have 3 transfers and this is my team. Hamilton, Lawson, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Hadjar, Mercedes, Ferrari. There's nothing wrong with that team. Red Bull, Ferrari, or McLaren, Ferrari with -10. McLaren, Ferrari, if you have to. Oh, with a -10? I think I would still. I don't love it, but I think I would. I'm not really in on Red Bull this weekend. Antonelli, Hadjar, Hülkenberg, or Antonelli, Hadjar, Hülkenberg, Lindblad, Bortoleto is a good team. Yes, solid. All right, takeoff time, but my stomach's still churning. Should I switch Antonelli to Hamilton and save a transfer for a next race? I mean, if you can save if it's a luxury transfer, Prost, then go for it. Red Bull, Ferrari. Oh, okay, I answered that question already. Assuming we want Antonelli long-term, is it a safer option to stick with Antonelli and a final fix to Ferrari driver if on pole? I mean, we will probably get new data tonight about like longer runs and stuff, but if Ferrari and Mercedes are like right there, then I would just stick with Antonelli. And Porsche F1 always makes a good point that final fix is probably its most powerful when it's like break glass in case of emergency, when someone looks like they're going to DNS. Drew3234 says, hello, you and I have Antonelli, Lawson, Colapinto, Bortoleto, Lindblad, Ferrari, Mercedes. I have 3 transfers. Thoughts? Was thinking of doing Antonelli, Norris, Hadjar, Bortoleto, Lindblad, Racing Bulls, Ferrari. Thoughts on that? I don't love getting rid of the Mercedes constructor, so I think I would probably just stick with what you've got there, Drew. Is Hülkenberg to Behrman a good move? It's not for me, but I understand why people want to do it. Hülkenberg or Behrman right now is a poll, 178 votes. Nico, 77%. Ollie, 23%. So people are also on my vibe. I thought I was on an island, but y'all seem to be kind of... seem to be vibing with me a little bit. Alba Sisters, 7427. Antonelli, Hadjar, or Antonelli, Leclerc? -10, and have to add Bottas and Alonso. Then Antonelli, Hadjar, Alba Sisters. Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Hülkenberg, Mercedes, Red Bull with 1 million budget. Thoughts? The team is good. The team is good. The team is strong. But I would go Red Bull to Ferrari. And then probably... That might be it. That might be it, Harry. I have a feeling Leclerc is just going to produce something special and get pole today. That should be the next one. We've done this for 10 minutes. Enough of that. Who wins pole position? The I button on my keyboard is not working very well. And the I is a very important button in almost every single word in the, oh my goodness gracious, English language. We have a super chat from Samsy. Hamilton versus Antonelli, worth the transfer or two sideways? It seems very sidewaysy to me, Samsy. Thank you for the super chat, mate. Appreciate that. I think I would just stick with who you've got. I really think it's that close. We are over 6,100 subs. So, I mean, I'm not going to recreate a whole new background. But we've hit our goal. You guys are absolutely crushing it. And I don't know if anyone saw, but if we do get 10 super chats today, I will think of an extra summer break episode. Although the members of F1 Fantasy Pole Position are already getting a ton of extra episodes this summer. We have discussed that. But thank you for the super chat, Thank you for the super chat, Samzy. Much appreciated. I might just do nothing with 3 free transfers. This feels a little crazy. I feel like I have also missed a super chat, so I feel bad. Where'd it go? There it is. Think so am. Thank you for the super chat. What's your reasoning Red Bull over Ferrari? It's not, that's just my team from last week. So I haven't made my moves yet. Think so I am. So I will make those moves within the next 30 minutes. But it's not gonna, I'm not gonna have Red Bull in my team. Apologies for that. It's just the way that the game is. The best team for 122.8 million. I mean, my T2 squad is okay. I got to get back up to this chat here because we have gone past the top of the hour. Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, and Ferrari for Racing Bulls for -10. Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc. Are you gonna do autopilot? Then maybe. Visha says Antonelli, Lindblad, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Red Bull, and Red Bull for Ferrari and McLaren, Mercedes to McLaren. Definitely like the Red Bull to Ferrari move. Another super chat, Avalanche Pro, just doing the deed. No question. Sims are out. Not normal 99. Antonelli, Bottas, Hadjar. Did I do that right? Just a little love. Is that all? Thank you, friend. That was very kind. Appreciate you. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Don't forget to like it. Antonelli, Bottas, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Ferrari, Mercedes, 0 points. How to get out from the Bottas game? That's a great question. Antonelli to Leclerc and Bottas up to Alonso. Should I go with Lewis, Leclerc, or Antonelli? If it's all for a luxury transfer, I would probably lean Lewis, but I think you're going to want Antonelli sooner rather than later. So I don't, if you already have Antonelli, I'd probably just keep him. I know it's so boring, guys. Hulkenberg, Dado. Better in Soda Pop. Is that a K-pop Demon Hunters reference? I am feeling very old this stream. I'm not going to lie. Antonelli, Hadjar, Colapinto, Lindblad, Bortoletto, and Red Bull Racing Ferrari. Should I swap Colapinto for Lawson or leave it? Yeah, I would. I would swap. I think I answered that question. Who are we putting as our contractors? Ben Affleck, Jason Statham. Who's another good killer contractor? I don't know. But if you're asking about constructors, just kidding, Samsy. I would go Mercedes and Ferrari. Madhav says, if we get Ferrari, McLaren, Kimi, Leclerc, Bortoletto, that way we have Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren cover, and just Nico on the price for, does that make sense? Yes, that makes perfect sense. That is A-okay. Why is F1 Fantasy Tools showing two versions of FP3? Just they have one version with this amount of overtakes and one version with a different amount of overtakes, just to kind of show the difference in price and stuff like that. Leclerc, 93% chance of max rise according to new sims. Antonelli, 30%. Hamilton, 38%. X point, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, M-Dot. Appreciate the breakdown. Transfers to Burn. Swap Lawson for Bortoletto. I like it. I like it as a chasing upside. A tasty Timbit. Thank you for the super chat, friend. Antonelli 2X, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari. I have 3 transfers and 1.5 million left. Should I change? I gotta go all the way down here to find it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I have 3 transfers. Should I change Antonelli for Lewis or Leclerc? If you have nothing else to do, then Antonelli for Leclerc is a nice, tasty differential for this weekend, and I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like going 4A, don't like sticking with Hadjar, says Simon. I'm not going to tell you to not do what you want with your F1 fantasy team. Why does Ryder have 2 different post sims? Because they're just doing different. He's just kind of offering 2 kind of looks at the overtakes. So that's where he's at right now. I wasn't keeping up with the F1 Fantasy Tools Discord today. But it looks like another user has maybe suggested having more overtakes. So that's where we're at with that. And we will break those down soon. Raise to 6,700. Yeah, that'd be nice. Why Red Bull, not McLaren, Mercedes? I'm not there yet. Please also do FPL and thanks. I have done FPL content in the past, Cielery, and it is just so much. I am in awe of how much content those full-time FPL content creators put out. Like, it is phenomenal. They do a great job. And yeah, like every Saturday, 90 minutes, like it's 24 races or 22 races, but back up to 23 races now if Malaysia is on the calendar. That just, it's a lot. And first of all, the F1 fantasy community is way nicer than the FPL community. Like, FPL people are mean. You guys are awesome. Like, you guys are so nice. No one really says anything mean or whatever. So that's why I love doing this. I don't know. I'm a sensitive little guy over here. I don't know if I could handle the hate that FPL kind of spews out at some of their content creators there. It would make me, I'd be a little bit like, dang, that's what I do to you. King Toaster Gremlin, fantastic username once again, friend. My alt team is at Hadjar, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Colpinto, Mercedes. Can't afford Antonelli and Mercedes. So is Antonelli and Red Bull, Ferrari to play? Is it worth the -10 for Mercedes? It would be worth the -10 for me there, mate. Ferrari, McLaren, Hamilton, Antonelli, Lindblad, Bottas, Hulkenberg. I really don't like Bottas there, Archie, but it's close. But 2-3 million assets is not great. Justine 2285 123.2 million. Antonelli, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Lindblad, Mercedes, Ferrari. I think it's worth to go triple Ferrari for -10. No, probably not for -10. Adam Spears says, just hopped in. What is the XO thing on? It's expected overtakes. What do you think about Limitless for me? I have Mercedes, Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoletto. Yeah. Hit that button, Nos Boss. Antonelli, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Lindblad, Mercedes, Ferrari. I like it. Oh, wait, hold on. Bottas, not Bortoletto. Don't love that as much. 113.2 million, 3 free transfers. Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Mercedes, Ferrari. Any recommendations? Thoughts on Alonso? Don't mind Alonso. I'm not going to lie. Like, he is creeping onto the radar, but it's still such a big DNF risk. I don't know if we're there yet. So when we change this to the more overtakes, Antonelli kind of comes back in here. Thanks you and good luck this weekend. Appreciate the insight as always. I'm doing Kimi to Hamilton and Behrman to Hulkenberg despite your warnings. Don't worry though, usually the opposite. No worries. Mercedes Ferrari is an upgrade. You'll get more points for sure. I think this weekend. I have Hamilton in my team. Should I change to Antonelli? If you already have Hamilton, I'd probably keep him. F1 Fantasy Sim say Mercedes expected points is 62, while McLaren is 61.5 and 72.4 for Mercedes. McLaren versus Mercedes. If you have Mercedes, it might not be worth the move to McLaren. It does feel kind of punty and kind of nice, and I am kind of building into being more aggressive and stuff. Okay, David Ornstein is now reporting about the Vinny Jr. thing. Now I'll take it seriously, little brother. Let's see here. What have we got? Tommy from Matt and P, or P1 with Matt and Tommy, has gone Verstappen to win quali. Optimal laps in Hungary from F1 Big Data. Mercedes 117.903, Ferrari plus 0.013, McLaren plus 0.023, Red Bull 0.6 back. Yikes. Yikes. Don't love that. Don't love that at all. McLaren versus Ferrari in FP3. Huh. Okay. It's gonna be tight. Are there any grid penalties this weekend? No, I don't think so, Chengo. Team 3, I've gone Norris 2x. Team 2, I've gone Hamilton 2x. T1, I'm sticking with Antonelli. Why Red Bull? I haven't made my moves yet. Which is better, Hadjar, Antonelli, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Hamilton, V-Carb, Mercedes, or Antonelli? Hadjar, Ferrari, Mercedes for me. 2 new sims with difference of plus X. Yep, exactly. I have Kimi, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Lawson 1.7. Only thing I can do is Lawson, Colpinto. Is it worth it? Maybe. What's up? I'm new. What will your video schedule be like over the break? Race review episode tomorrow because it is the summer break. So I just want to, I'll be back tomorrow for 1 hour after the Grand Prix. And then Monday will be Netherlands Grand Prix team selection. Just get that out of the way. You can consume that over the summer break. The following Monday will be, actually, I have this all written down somewhere. The following Monday will be, it will be team selection. And then, okay, so team selection on Monday. Then I've got back-to-back members videos. Then August 17th is transfer targets. August 19th is another member video. Q&A stream. The Friday is sprint quality reactions. And the Saturday is a deadline stream again. So, and I'm going to think of a collab. There's something going to come into my brain, and I'm going to have to put it out there. So plenty of video to consume over the summer break. Golden Goat, thank you for asking. Do you think you're locked in on Nico to Gabby and Red Bull to Ferrari for your T1? Probably. 110 the best team for it. Look at my T2 squad, and then move Red Bull to Ferrari. Yeah, the McLaren Mercedes toss-up is killing me. Yep, I agree. You and I have 116.2 million thinking Norris 2x, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, McLaren. What do you think? I like it. It's differential. Respecting the chat rules, I've got Ferrari, Mercedes, both Audi drivers, Antonelli, Hadjar, and Lindblad. What's some easy moves I should make? I mean, it's a pretty strong squad there. If you want to get different Mercedes to McLaren, you could maybe try and get off of Hulkenberg to Lindblad. But other than that, you're pretty good. I haven't made my teams yet. Would you pair Hamilton, Behrman, or Kimi Hulkenberg with Hadjar, Bortoletto, Lindblad? Kimi and Hulkenberg for me. I think lots of different lineups will end up with similar points unless you manage to pick the orange spotted silver. Nice. What transfers are you doing? I'm about to get into that. Is Antonelli, Hamilton, Ferrari, McLaren worth it with Bottas? Nope. Is Hulkenberg up to Behrman? Budget gains? Nope. My team is exactly your T2, except for Antonelli. I have Hamilton and 3 transfers. I like it. Probably move Red Bull down to Ferrari. Antonelli, Lindblad, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Lawson, Red Bull, Ferrari. I'm pretty okay with my team, but seeing how strong Ferrari has been, I want to replace Kimi for one of the Ferrari drivers. Risky? Nope. I think I would go Hamilton. I know you already did your predicts, but is there anything you would change based on all of... yeah, I did change it quite a lot, Super Vency. I did change it quite a lot. Let's see here. I've gone Hamilton, Antonelli, Leclerc on the podium, Hamilton pole, Aston Martin into Q3, no. Lance Stroll's going to beat Sergio Perez in quali. Ferrari's going to get fastest pit stop. There will be a safety car at VSC. Racing Bulls over Alpine. Hamilton's going to finish on the podium. Hamilton's going to get the fastest lap. There will not be a new Hungarian Grand Prix winner because Lewis Hamilton is going to win it. My budget in Sims thinks Ferrari, McLaren, and double Ferrari. Hey, go for it. I like it. Antonelli, Leclerc, Antonelli, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Mercedes, Ferrari, 2 transfers, 1.4 million spare. Thoughts? Maybe Lawson to Colapinto if you want. Owen says, currently have Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Ferrari, 1.3 free transfers, 3 considering 3x with Red Bull to McLaren, Hadjar to Leclerc, Bortoletto to Bottas, Lindblad to Stroll. Really don't like the 3 million assets. So where'd you go? Should I change Antonelli for Hamilton? If it's a luxury transfer, 2. Sure. Sims are live with 2 options. One is different. Budget, 120 million budget. What team do you recommend, man? Probably Hadjar down to Colapinto on my T2 squad. If we get Ferrari, McLaren, Kimi, Leclerc, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, that way we have Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren covered, and just Nico. Does it make sense? Yeah, it does make sense. I don't know, man. I got a feeling one of the Audi are going to DNF. That's not a bad shout because it does happen more often than not. Ewan, Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, McLaren, Ferrari, 122.8 million. Show me your magic. Antonelli, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Hulkenberg. I mean, McLaren and I mean, that's a good squad, Muncie. I like it. I like the differential. Good day, Antonelli or Norris or Hamilton or Leclerc for my 8 driver. I already have Antonelli. If it's a luxury transfer funding game zones, I would go Hamilton. FP3 started alive. Thank you. Ewan, good luck this weekend. My T1 is the same as your T1/2. We holding off here. Yeah, I am. Narbit a yar. Never caddy. I laugh every time. So do I. I didn't see that it was Ornstein. Sorry, Ben. The tweet that my brother sent me was from some random account. And then I saw it was Ornstein. So Mercedes or McLaren, Antonelli or Hamilton. Oh, I'm such a template, Timmy, but probably Mercedes and Antonelli. Finally around where there is no template to go with. Yeah, that's true. Mercedes or Red Bull out? Red Bull out. Should we drop Antonelli and go with Hamilton if it's a luxury transfer? Swap out Lawson to Bortoletto if you have transfers to burn? Sure. Neo where from Antonelli are really both. I like it. Colapinto or Lawson? Colapinto has the budget, but I think Lawson has the points upside. So I would go there. Would you go for a with Audi and Lindblad? With double Audi? Yeah, I would. Thank you, Luca. Hey, Ewan, Kim, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Ferrari, Mercedes. Should I change Bortoletto to Lawson or save a transfer and get 3 after the summer break? I would probably just keep Bortoletto. Hulkenberg, Bortoletto. Would you take a negative 20 or use the wild card? If this is the only negative 20 you promise you're going to take the entire season, TS Campbell, then you can do it. But that's it. What's your reason for Bortoletto over Lawson? Looks really good at this track. Audi looks good, and Bortoletto scored the 2nd most F1 fantasy points of his career at this track last year. Mercedes, McLaren, Alonso to Bortoletto. Yes. It sounds like my wife's new AC is running, or she's just running the old AC. I can't remember. Mercedes, Ferrari, Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, 180.3 million. Any obvious changes? Thank you. No, not really, Conneria. Pretty fun name. Hulkenberg or Bottas? Hulkenberg. What do you think about Leclerc, Lindblad, Lawson, Bortoletto, Hadjar, Ferrari, Mercedes? I like it. Antonelli, Leclerc, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Mercedes, Ferrari. Antonelli, Leclerc, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Mercedes, Ferrari. Still don't like it. Hashtag never caddy. 420 viewers. Oh my days. We are at 2 p.m. 1 hour. Okay. And so I went 24 minutes over that. Oh my goodness. Alonso or Hulkenberg. Is Antonelli to Hamilton worth a negative 10? No. What lineup are you thinking for Zandvoort? To be determined. All right. Give me a couple of minutes here. Okay, so how many people, Ferrari and Red Bull? So Red Bull's going to plummet down, but are people just going to make the simple switch Oh, Dominic coming in hot. Good morning, you in well on T3 120.8 and 3 transfers. Antonelli, Hadjar, Bordello, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Red Bull, Mercedes. Thinking Red Bull, Antonelli, Hulkenberg to Leclerc, Lawson, Ferrari, or just hold Hulk and do Red Bull, Antonelli to Hamilton and Ferrari. Thanks, bro. You already have Bordello. I do kind of like rolling that third free transfer, Dominico. So I'd probably do that. But if you want to be aggressive, I do like the 3 moves. I like the 3 moves, but I don't like them enough to not have 3 free transfers for Zandvoort. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Bottas and Hamilton are Alonso and Leclerc. Alonso and Leclerc, I guess. Goodness. Lawson or Colapinto. I think I've answered this question so many times. It's not your fault. I just feel like I've answered it so many times. I may have actually told everyone something different every single time. It is not my final lineup. I'm actually about to start making those right now. What did I say for my tier B rankings, guys? I have honestly forgotten. Do I think I have Lawson over Colapinto, but I honestly can't remember. Let's see, in about 3 seconds. I have Lawson over Colapinto. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, it is now time for me to kind of... It's my life. Henry Moyora, what's up, Henry? Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the little thing. I think we're up to 6 of 10 now, so we're almost there. Pags. Sorry, hey, no worries. No worries. I'm just sorting out my teams right now because I feel like people are kind of like, is this your team? Are you crazy? You're keeping Red Bull in your team? And I'm like, no, I'm not. So let's get it on. Use Limitless? Yes. Why not? As long as you got some budget risers. Alrighty. So the moves I want to make, the moves I've been thinking about making all week are Red Bull and Hulkenberg out for Ferrari, and then Gabby Bortoletto. I'll keep Lawson. I'll keep Lindblad. I'll keep Hadjar. Bingo, bango, bongo. Bob's your uncle. What does F1 Fantasy Tools say? It wants me to go to 4A. I'm not there. I'm not ready to go to 4A. I'm not ready. So just cancel. Just cancel all this nonsense. Get out of here. Nobody even wants you here. So it's saying Hamilton, Ferrari, and keep Hulkenberg over Bortoletto. But if you bring in Bortoletto, you get a little bit extra more budget. Where did Antonelli go? So if I keep Antonelli, 2123.3 plus 222. Hamilton is plus 2. Yeah. Am I going to try McLaren in one of my teams? I probably will. Probably. Who wins pole position? Antonelli, Hamilton, Leclerc, other. Antonelli and Hamilton are neck and neck. 38% versus 37% for Hamilton. Leclerc trailing at 17%, other at 8%. How many super chats needed? I do not sell my F1 fantasy teams for money, Adam. I would never do that. No, I really wouldn't. 4A is like $1 million less in budget, which means you'll be stuck with Hulkenberg and Bottas. Hashtag never caddy. Say it with me. Say it with me. Lawson or Behrman? Lawson for me. Antonelli Leclerc for 4A, a good option. Only if it avoids Aston and Cadillac assets. Or Lance Stroll, because I kind of don't mind it with Fernando Alonso. Oh, this is so boring. I'm so boring. So boring. Why can't I be fun? What is wrong with me? Gah. Jeremy, what is up, mate? Hey, Ewan, Antonelli, Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Lindblad, Mercedes, Ferrari to Antonelli, Leclerc, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Mercedes. I really don't like 4A, Jeremy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not on board. Let's see. How boring am I? You're not. You're boring. I fell asleep. My 4A concern is the 3 million drivers, specifically called Valtteri Bottas and Lance Stroll. Yes. Ugh, 30 minutes to go. If I don't do these moves, I'm gonna do that thing where I hit my head on the pillow and I'm gonna be like, gah! So stupid. He was in FP3, Sam. He got out there, so at least your hair looks great. Ah, so annoying. Ugh. Ow. 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 Coffee Corner Motorsport has gone Lando, Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Hadjar, Bordello, Ferrari, Mercedes. This is why it's key to have a healthy mental relationship with your fantasy sports games. Behrman or Bordello. Can you not do 4A with Hulk? Hulkenberg to Lawson or roll a transfer? Lawson. Roll a transfer with Hulkenberg? Yeah, Hulkenberg. Okay, Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bordello, Lawson, Ferrari, Mercedes. Gives me 0.2 million in the bank. And then roll a transfer for Zandvoort. Some easy budget rising going on here. This will be the weekend that Gabby Borletto bins it. And I'll be super happy. Okay, that's done. Let me do this. Let me do the old. Let me do the classic content creator thing. What 2 teams for Limitless? Triple Ferrari, Antonelli, Norris, and then you swap out Verstappen and Piastri with Ferrari as your constructor, and then you have one with McLaren and one with Mercedes. I would use Limitless because 3X I like better on a sprint weekend. Oh my goodness, where is it? Starting to sweat here again. It's starting to get hot again in Europe. It's going to be like 103 next week, which I'm not smart enough to do that in Celsius. I'm assuming it's like 55 degrees Celsius because your blood will be boiling. Hungarian Grand Prix. Still not ready for 4A. Not ready for McLaren either. Let me get this sorted, everybody. The lineup is locked for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Still not ready for 4A, not ready for McLaren either. Good luck, everyone. See y'all on the other side. Bada bing. Bada boom. There we go. Change Hulkenberg for Behrman? Nope, I like Hulkenberg better. Okay, so now I feel a little bit more free now that I've made the T2 jump. What was the really fun team that we had earlier? It was it Kimi, Charles, Nico, Fernando? Was it Ferrari, McLaren? Was it Ferrari, Mercedes? And Bortoletto? My team rankings, they should be in the top right-hand corner if you just watch for a little bit, Theo or Tusha. Like right now, they're in the top right-hand corner. So 22K, 22K, and 208. Hulkenberg to Behrman. I like Hulkenberg. Antonelli or Hamilton. I just if it's a luxury transfer, Hamilton. So thank you, Iceman. Thank you. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream. It helps out a ton. We're going to get weird. We're going to get weird. Oh, we got another $5 super chat. Jason Nealand, what is up, friend? Antonelli, Hamilton, Lindblad, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari. It would be fun. Yes, that is fun. That is fun. Was that the lineup? So Antonelli, Lindblad. See, it is a -10, which I don't love. Antonelli, Hamilton, Lindblad, Alonso. But if I go, I think if I go, is that what it was? Was it this one? Gabby and Charles. How many transfers are that? -10? I just went boring. I'm okay with that. Luxury transfer is like if it won't affect you rolling a transfer. It doesn't empty out your transfers, that kind of thing, Daniel. Yeah, I think that's a term that maybe only I use. I don't know. Or like if you have no other options and you're like, oh, my team is perfect. Do I just want to switch something up this weekend? Then, and you still have 3 free transfers the following weekend, then that would be a luxury transfer. It was Mercedes instead of Ferrari, and says, oh, okay. But I can't get there with Mercedes. And then I'd have to bring in Alonso. I went over that about 20 minutes ago, I think. I think I went over that 20 minutes ago. Thank you for the super chat, Jason. That is very kind. I think I'm going to roll with this. I'm kind of into this. Can I do? I can't do Hamilton, can I? And no, I got to do Charles. But do I do, well, I can't do Hamilton. Then we're looking at like a negative gazillion, huh? Keep Kimi. Bring in Arvid. And this is a -10. -10 4A with one hit. I don't even want to look at what F1 Fantasy Tools thinks about this lineup. Do it. It's done. What do you think of Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari? Norris, Pole, or Antonelli? Antonelli, probably. But Norris looks fast. Hamilton, if you already have him. What do you think of, if I want to get to 4A, I will have to do a -30. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I don't like 3 million assets. Bring in Bottas and you can get Hamilton. I don't want to bring in Bottas. No. Colapinto is 0 cost cap or Bortoleto. I kind of like Bortoleto more. What do you think of Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari? That's a good lineup. That is the lineup I have, or I had. Ow, sorry. Yeah, that's true. But I just like alternating strategies over here. It's very interesting. I was wondering if I could do something like this as well with Hamilton. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Yikes. Need Bottas and Hulk for 4A. I don't want to do that. Mercedes, Ferrari, Hulkenberg, Bortoleto, or Mercedes V-Carb, Colapinto, Hadjar. Hulkenberg, Bortoleto, or wait, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari. Mercedes, Ferrari for me, to be honest. Don't do it, says Spider. I already did it. I think Bottas is okay for Zandvoort, but never more than that. Hashtag never caddy. Exactly. Just never caddy. Just don't do it. Behrman and Bortoletto for me. Mercedes or McLaren? I feel McLaren will be better. I think you're right. I think McLaren will be better. I have your T2, but I'm thinking of going to your T1, but can do Ham. But then in Zandvoort, I can't get to Mer. Only solution would be having Bottas and hoping he gains at least 0.2 million. That is a lot of hope. It's the hope that kills you. What will you do on your T2? I already made my moves on my T2 team, Jose. I went from Nico Hulkenberg to Gabby Bortoletto and Red Bull down to Ferrari. So that's what I did with my T2 squad. Now I got to figure out what I want to do with this T3 squad. What do you say, F1 Fantasy Tools? Hamilton. I want to bring Hamilton, Ferrari, Hamilton, Lawson, and keep Hadjar. But then I have no exposure to Lando Norris. Except with McLaren. Do I go Hamilton on the T3? 100. Tomas says, hello, I never comment, but I just want to thank you for helping me in the first year of F1. I'm top 400 in the world. One question, if I have 3% to spend 2, next week will I have 2? You will have 3, Tomas. Great job by you being the top 400 in the world. Thank you for commenting. Come back anytime. Hamilton with 6 million in the bank as a luxury transfer from Antonelli, or Leclerc in hopes of affording 4A sooner. With Leclerc, I can also do Hulkenberg to Lawson. Yeah, I like that move. But I think I prefer Hamilton. Henry again. Thank you, Henry. You're too kind, sir. Antonelli, Hadjar, Bottas, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Red Bull, and Ferrari. What do you think? Antonelli, Hadjar, Bottas, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Red Bull, and Ferrari. What do you think? I really don't like Red Bull. Can you get to McLaren? That just needs 0.1 million more. Mercedes to Ferrari on T3 and Hamilton in for Norris. Keep Racing Bulls that way. Mercedes to Ferrari. But do I want to keep Racing Bulls? I feel like it's going to be tough for Tier B guys to score points. What's the reward of getting top 3 at the end of the season? I think it's tickets. I think you get like paddock pass, grandstand pass, and then regular tickets. I think that's what it is. Tushar. I have Antonelli, Hadjar, Kolpin to Lindblad, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari. Should I change Mercedes? No, not necessarily. Hey, Ewan, how wild would this lineup be? Ferrari, V-Carb, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hamilton, Lindblad, and Bottas have 123.8 million. Could use a wild card 2x on Hamilton. Wild carding into a team that off the beaten path, Henry, is a little bit of a rogue move, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can recommend that. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry. Joe says Antonelli and Hadjar with autopilot are safe to maybe use final fix if Ferrari do better than Ant and quality. Probably not enough upside. For me, with a final fix at a low overtake track, unless it's like something crazy, unless someone qualifies out of position, then maybe we can get something going. What's with the boring pull? I was just kind of mad at myself for doing like the boring moves yet again. 17 minutes to go in the poll. Oh, let's see here. Who finishes highest? Goodness gracious, highest tomorrow. Piastri, Russell, Verstappen. Let's just get a poll out there. Let's just see where people's heads at. Swap Hulkenberg to Bortoletto or roll a transfer. I'd probably roll it. I did that last week, and now I'm just doing that move later. I mean, like before, I see you're keeping Merc over McLaren. Was this a free transfer choice or keeping Mercedes? I'm just keeping them for the long term, and I think the race pace is going to be fine. Wild card to change your T1 team, worth it? Nah, not with -10 point. -10 is fine. You can take a couple of -10s all season long. What do you think about 2x Leclerc? Don't hate it, but I think Antonelli's just steady Eddie. I didn't answer my question. Oh, sorry, Matt. Where'd you go, Matt? Where'd you go? Okay, you're not boring at all. Also, should I pick Hamilton or Antonelli? I just feel Antonelli would be better. Antonelli is steady Eddie. Nothing wrong with Antonelli. It was going to work out in Silverstone like a peach, and then he broke down. And that's all I'm going to say about that because it still kind of stings. I don't think Hamilton has showed as lightning pace this weekend. It doesn't feel like he's as far ahead. Like the flow of kind of the love towards Hamilton this weekend hasn't seemed as big as it was for Silverstone, just because like driver of the day and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's where we're at, to be honest. So I think keeping Antonelli is fine. I think keeping Antonelli is a-okay. Do I just converge to the boring? Maybe I should. Maybe it's time for this T3 team to grow up a little bit. Which makes me sad. I've had such fun with this T3 squad. Do I just keep it spicy and put Norris in? So tempting. So tempting. I'm going to feel like a really big idiot tomorrow. No matter what I choose. Don't you just love F1 fantasy? Don't you just love it? What have we got here? Got some Lewis love. 12.6 million left. Ferrari, Hamilton, and Lawson. Is there any crazy big? Oh, okay, I don't want that. It's got to be. You can have all of this at your fingers if you sign up for F1 Fantasy Pole Position. Or F1FantasyTools.com. Ferrari, V-Carb. So 190 points. Okay, now we might be looking at a little bit of a fun team here. Ferrari. No. I hate this. Do I want some Hamilton love in my squad? I probably do. I don't have any kind of big Hamilton exposure. So maybe I just do that. Hamilton. So what would I do? Just kind of hedge my bets a little bit. I'm really unconvinced by everything in this lineup. Driver. Who do I think is going to do the best out of it? I've already got Gabby. I feel like if I don't really have a read on it, let's stick with Lando. Come on, Ewan. Don't be a wimp. Who was my other? Okay, so Kimi out, Racing Bulls out. Bring in Ferrari, keep Lando, 11.7. Don't have any Behrman. Do I back myself with Franco Colapinto? I was talking about him in my little transfer targets. But not the best weekend. I guess I'll just go, who's got the better budget rising here? What have we got? Colapinto -5 and 5. Lindblad -3 and 4. Lindblad just looks good. Nice and confident. So Arvid Lindblad it is. I'm going to have to swap that though, because that's going to bug me if I do that. Lando. You can go there, Hatchar. Come on, Isaac. Come to the front row, Isaac. Come to the front row. Put the little boost on Lando Norris. 2 of 3 free transfers made. Bada bing, bada boom. All the teams are set. Why no 4A build for your T2? I'm just not ready. I don't want to do it. Just go with who you think. There won't be much in it, says Kalen. Good call. Good call. Oh, mamma mia. Okay, we're into the final 10 minutes. Let's get this party started. Antonelli or Norris? Antonelli. Did I skip you, SWC? Sorry. I'm trying to figure out my own teams. My bad. Where are you at? Drop the question again, SWC. I'll get to it. Is taking no negative with Bottas worth considering at least? Maybe, but I don't like no negative without weather. I'm fine selling race, but yep, there we go. Yeah, thank you, Mike. Harrison, I would need a negative 10 for 4A with Charles and Kimi, but only 3 million asset, or should I keep Ant, Hadjar, and Behrman instead? I think you can probably hold on one more week, Harrison. Still against Hulkenberg to Behrman if it's not a negative 10 or affecting anything else. Behrman needs negative 1 for 0.2. I just think Hulkenberg's going to score more points, and I don't know if it's worth the risk of bringing Behrman in. Antonelli, Lindblad, Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Red Bull, Mercedes, Def, Ferrari for Red Bull, Hulkenberg to call Pinto or save the transfer. Probably save the transfer. Why are you not moving to 4A build with your second team, says Heartbox. I don't believe in the 4A this week. I don't have enough budget to get to 4A with only 3 million asset. Have your T2 with 2.6 in the bank. Any suggestions? You could probably get to a pretty nice 4A lineup, I think. You could just have Hulkenberg with Alonso and Lindblad. Maybe that would work. And then Antonelli and Charles with Ferrari, Mercedes. Not going to 4A yet, me neither. 2 transfers, swap in Ferrari for Red Bull, but should I swap Antonelli to Hamilton? Rest as Hadjar. If you can still roll a transfer, go for it, Antonelli to Hamilton. But other than that, I probably wouldn't. Hamilton 3X, Kimi 2X, Charles, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Ferrari, Racing Bulls. It's bold and it's beautiful, and it might just work for you, Huncho. Mercedes to McLaren seems like a 1 week punt here, and we would Mercedes back next week. Yeah, I think that's right. That's why I've kind of stuck with Mercedes a little bit. The driver of the day argument for Ferrari driving, people being upset with no Leclerc penalty from last week, sways it for Hamilton X points if we think both Antonelli are the best chances. Happy to own both. Yep, I agree. I do think if Hamilton is second and Leclerc wins, I still think they'd give it to Hamilton. Locked in Ferrari, Mercedes, Leclerc, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Borletto got the best budget building assets for 3A. I like it. Hamilton 3X? No. If you go Red Bull in Hungary, I can't think of a 5A light Antonelli, Leclerc, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Ferrari, Red Bull, and use no negative for Zandvoort, but difficult to go back to a budget building team. Yeah, and you have Hulkenberg and Bottas in your team, so that's not that great, Rodrigo. Do I go McLaren, Ferrari, Antonelli for a differential? I have 3 free transfers, and I'm not going to change any drivers, so I'd still roll a transfer regardless if I get. Yeah, go for it. Hamilton 3X says Huncho. No. Why have 3 teams if they're all the same? There you go. So you guys get a glitch where if you have enough money for someone, yeah, you just have to take another driver out, Matt, and put them back in, and then put the driver you want in, and then the driver you took out will be there. I don't know why the game does that, but it does. SWC, did you drop your question? Bortoletto or Lawson? Bortoletto for me. Hamilton or Norris for second driver for 4A. Hamilton. Aziz, I had 3 transfers, made 2 transfers. Do I swap Antonelli for the third? Nah, probably not. Scott Anderson, have Hamilton, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Mercedes, Ferrari. How spicy would it be to go from Hamilton to Norris for the T1 squad? Pretty spicy. It would be pretty spicy. Probably a little too spicy for me. But I am Scottish, so I'm not entirely sure if the spicy palate is for me. If that's Lawson or Colapinto, I would say Lawson. Red Bull or McLaren with a negative 10. Now that's a tough call. I think I'd still say McLaren. But it would be close. It would be close. Do you think Hulkenberg's a fine replacement for Lawson if no budget? Yep, I do. Is 5A light good with Hamilton, Leclerc, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Ferrari, McLaren? 5A light. I really don't like Bottas. I feel like that's a point where I would sacrifice Hadjar to Arvid Lindblad and Bottas up to Gabby Bortoletto, and I would prefer that. If you have 3 free transfers and you use 1, do you still get back to 3 transfers? Yes, you do, Josh. Good question, though. Hey, what do you think of Antonelli plus Hulkenberg to Leclerc, select Bortoletto to chase for budget? You might be sacrificing a tiny bit of points, but I like it. I think I would do it. To me, it's just building. Did SWC drop their message? Because I told them to, and if they didn't, then I feel bad. Oh, goodness, come on, chat. Rebecca's in the chat. Where are you at? Leclerc, Bortoleto, Alonso, or Hamilton, Lindblad, Bottas? Goodness gracious. Leclerc, Bortoleto, Alonso. Leclerc 2x, good. Good, not great. I think he's my 4th favorite driver for 2x this week. Okay. Antonelli, Bortoleto, Lawson, Hadjar, Lindblad, Mercedes, Racing Bulls. Should I change Racing Bulls 2 million? I did. I had Racing Bulls. I've had them for a long time. And I took them out this week for Racing Bulls. I have officially become template Timmy on all 3 of my teams now. Just so boring. So boring. I am looking forward to qualifying, though. My budget restricts me to Kimothy, Hadjar, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Behrman, Mercedes, Ferrari, or Kimothy, Hadjar, Lawson, Lindblad, Hulkenberg. Which do you think is better? I prefer the Lawson, Lindblad, Hulkenberg side. Antonelli, Lindblad, Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Red Bull, McLaren. Definitely Red Bull to Ferrari, Hulkenberg to Colapinto, or roll the transfer. Just Red Bull to Ferrari, SWC, and you are good to go. You're good to go. I don't think you need to do the Hulkenberg to Colapinto move. I don't think so. I don't think so. Antonelli, McLaren, Ferrari, or Hamilton, Mercedes, Ferrari would roll a transfer regardless. Probably Hamilton, Mercedes, Ferrari for me, J. Ken. I have Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, Gabby, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, Ferrari. Should I change Antonelli to another tier driver or from Merck to a different constructor? If you have to make a change, if you just can't go to bed without making a change, I would do the Antonelli transfer. Hulkenberg to Bortoleto or roll a transfer. I'd probably roll 0.6 in budget plus points. I think I'd maybe do it. I think I would maybe do that one, Jeff Rogers. Thank you for the question. Leclerc, Bortoleto, Alonso, or Hamilton, Lindblad, Bottas. Leclerc, Bortoleto, Alonso. You used wildcard for T1 team? No, not yet, but I probably will too. Team locked up. Hope you all have a wonderful race. I feel like budget building has started to matter. It will start to matter quite a lot less once we get to these 4A lineups without the 3 million assets. You're right there, Matt. Santa says, have Hadjar, Antonelli, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Lindblad, Mercedes, Ferrari, Hulkenberg to Bortoleto, or roll a transfer. I would probably do it. My team is similar to your T2, but I have enough budget to get Hamilton and Antonelli with 2-3 million drivers. Keep budget building or make the move. Don't make the move, Heartbox. I'm here. I haven't gone 4A on any team. Okay, Red Bull or Mercedes with -10. Mercedes with a -10. But I have switched Antonelli to Hamilton on T2 just for a different play. I like it. I dropped it in again. Must be weird, chat. No worries, bro. I appreciate it. You are welcome. Hopefully I got to you, SWC. Sorry about that. I'm usually pretty good about that. Hey, you in thoughts on going full budget with Leclerc, Hadjar, Bortoleto, Lindblad, Behrman with Ferrari, Mercedes? I really don't like Behrman this week. And I don't think the chat did either when we asked. But there's nothing wrong if you are going full budget with Behrman. I think I'd just kind of rather have Hulkenberg. I went Antonelli, Leclerc, Lindblad, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Mercedes, or McLaren, Ferrari. Thoughts? Lindblad, Bortoleto. Yeah, I like it. Oh, that's your T1 team. Yes, yes. So I do like it, yes. I went 4A on T3. Let's see what happens. Good luck, you, and hoping for 0.6 minus for Bortoleto, Lindblad, Hadjar, and Ferrari to smash it. That would be nice. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, Jables. Go spicy, and good luck, says Ivo Bojic. Thank you, everyone. We got over the 6,100 subs mark, so that's fantastic. On our way to 7K. Does that rhyme? Should that be the new slogan? I don't know. On the way to 7K? I can't tell. 4A next week then. Didn't want to spend wildcard to get into one. Yeah, I think so. As long as we get a nice little budget riser here and there. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a good weekend. We will see how it goes. But like I said, I'll be back tomorrow for a cooldown. Do I have the cooldown room? Let's see if this works. Yeah, back tomorrow. Back tomorrow. Good luck, everyone. Says Colapinto or Lawson. Lawson for me, CT. Here we go. I guess I should probably just double check my teams. Antonelli over Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Borla, Lindblad, Ferrari, McLaren. Antonelli, Hadjar, Lindblad, all looks good. Ferrari, Mercedes, Lawson, blah, 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 blah. Let me take a couple pictures here. Bada bing. And bada boom. And then we are good to go. Thank you, Alligator. That would be crazy. Aid. It would be kind of nice, though. Who finishes highest tomorrow? Verstappen, 44%. Russell, 28%. Piastri, 28%. You guys are absolutely awesome. It's time to go watch qualifying. I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow for a race review as we head into the summer break. So, yeah. And then Monday, team selection for the Dutch Grand Prix. So, have a great weekend, everyone. Good luck with quali. Good luck for tomorrow. And once again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I will talk to you next time.